week.
That's weird. You want me to start?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dog.
Mike, good to see you. We are live on YouTube, right?
Live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Twitch. We're
So-
literally everywhere you can find us.
If you're listening to us as a podcast, great. Keep doing that. But you can also watch us live whenever we pop up or on demand anytime.
Anytime. Jeremy, I wanted to do a podcast on Monday because there's so much happened over the weekend.
Really?
There were fights, there was COVID, football, there
Right.
was so much stuff going on. And I know we don't need the recap at all, but a lot of stuff went down. Like the Mike Tyson fight, I didn't watch it, but it's kind of crazy that 50-year-old men were fighting.
I had a buff stream working for the
Did you
fight
find one?
before Tyson. Was it Aaron Paul? Is that his name? And
Jake Paul
and Nate Robinson. And Nate Robinson is not okay after that. He got messed up by a YouTube star, a TikTok star. Like Nate Robinson is an accomplished pro athlete, and he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, but isn't Jake Robinson Jake Paul? Isn't Jake Paul like a 6-foot-something dude, and Nate Robinson is a very short little basketball player?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So normally in a fair fight, the wingspans are a little closer together, but it was bad. Like it was over quick, and you saw it going. Like he got hit a few times. Nate Robinson was stumbling. He went down. The ref tried to keep it going, but it wasn't going to happen. But just the idea of a racist TikTok star beating a pro athlete.
How is he? You just throw the racist part in? Is he racist?
Well, from what we understand, he doesn't believe COVID's real. He doesn't believe in BLM. He doesn't believe in a lot of things. He doesn't seem like a real good person, and maybe it speaks to our society why he's so popular.
He's a hype guy. You know, he's on the whole train of like they're a little younger than us, Jeremy. You know, I don't know if you realize, but we're old.
Who's younger than us?
Well, I also wanted to bring up my fiance was very excited. Overheard our podcast. She doesn't listen to our podcast. That's over
She
and done with.
Listen, a lot of people do that.
She used to listen first, and it's like, oh, cool, listen to your podcast. No longer, but she overheard us. If you're watching this right now, she got us an award for doing 10 years of the podcast. This is a little award. If you're watching video right now, this is a little, so be excited. It's coming.
That looks like the trophy I got for playing T-ball 25 years ago.
Erin, she's really big on awards. I have another award in here. She just randomly buys awards. So
listen,
here it is.
She does so much for the podcast. She does voiceovers for us. She's our hype person. She's our
she doesn't
Aaron
listen,
Paul,
but she's a hype. Yeah.
We appreciate that. So tell me about the Tyson fight. I don't even know. Did he win or lose?
It was a draw. I thought I didn't watch the fight. I read everything afterwards. It's like it ended in a draw. Like somebody had to win. Like all this hype. They got paid out a lot of money. So,
soccer and boxing, they end in draws, and it's like you just watched a whole event for what purpose?
But what's crazy to me is that Jake Paul or whatever, we're messing up his name now, but
there is another Paul, just to be clear.
Yeah,
we're not making this up. There's a second Paul brother.
Yeah, it's his brother. He actually they lived in the neighborhood I lived in down the street from me.
For most of you,
hype houses. So they made a lot of money. Like this should be a thing going on forward, right? Remember, like, I don't know, maybe in like the 90s or early 2000s, there was like a lot of events where older athletes would do things. And this is like the, 2020 version of it. But I think like Jake Paul and everybody, I think they walked away with millions of dollars in hand afterwards, and Mike Tyson. So we might see more of Mike Tyson and older athletes fighting in the ring because it's like a quick buck. You train for a few months, you hype it up, you go to the ring for an hour, and you walk away at $6 million.
Mike, I saw Nate Robinson get knocked out. I didn't see the Tyson deal. He didn't get knocked out clearly. Was Tyson, could it be fixed? Conspiracy theory alert. Could it be fixed? Like I'll go fight. I'll go make a bunch of money, but I'm not getting knocked out.
I honestly think it just might be old men. Like imagine, Jeremy, when you are 60 years old and you're going to fight our mutual friend. Imagine the fight won't last long and you guys will be tired after.
Well, our mutual friend, longtime listeners will know from last week, still struggling with COVID. and he peaked at 18, 19, maybe 20 years old. So I have no problem fighting him in another 30 years.
Yeah. In 30 years, it would be great. We'll put up a little boxing match, make some millions from it. I'm all in. But I think this is like a thing going forward. We're gonna probably see more of this because there's a lot of like Terrell Owens. Like, couldn't you see him fighting in the ring to make some
Chad
money?
Johnson.
Chad
Yeah, there's
Johnson.
a lot of guys that might need money. They were a little too famous too early, right? Like the big
Yes.
money always comes later. Like in 20 years, those athletes are going to make much more than today's athletes. Today's athletes make much more than the Terrell Owens 20 years ago. So yeah, they're all going to need money.
They're all gonna need money at some point. I have some NBA news. A lot of NBA news too. Do you
Play
want
the
to
drop.
Oh God, I gotta find it. We don't ever hit the NBA. Here it is.
NBA news.
This is big. NBA before NFL. This must be a Woj bomb.
Woj bomb. I don't think there's Woj bombs. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that has happened. Have you been following any of it? Do you want me to run down a list real quick?
Yeah, tell us the list.
Okay. We have John Wall to the Rockets and Russell Westbrook to the Washington Wizards.
Okay, that you can't call that trade a John Wall trade. That is a Russell Westbrook trade, and John Wall was thrown in because he's been irrelevant, and we're big NBA people, so we know how irrelevant he is. But
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook, he's a scorer. He's exciting.
I almost feel like I was trying to compare it to somebody in the NFL, like who's been in the NFL that was traded a lot, but good, but just never got their time on a team where you're like, you are a star and you're kind of a star everywhere you go, but no matter
Randy
what,
Moss?
you just, I don't, but it was almost like, was Westbrook good enough to bring that team a championship? It's like LeBron goes anywhere, he makes the team go to the championship. Westbrook goes there, it's kind of like, now you got drama, I want out of here, I want more
Yeah,
money.
but he's gonna make you like better than you were. Like he's gonna elevate you in a way where no one's saying he's on LeBron or even Durant or
I
Steph
know.
Curry's level. But like if you're the Wizards and you can't sell out games and you can't make the playoffs in the East,
Oh,
where
I don't
teams make
think
the
anybody-
playoffs by having a losing record, then yeah, it's okay to add Russell and then you become the 5 seed and you sell more tickets and jerseys and people watch you on ESPN.
And now the question is, obviously we're huge basketball fans.
Obviously.
Where does James Harden go? Does he stay? Is he staying there with that? You
So
can't
he's
stay
in
there.
Houston. He wants out, but did he want out because Russell Westbrook was there? Or did he want out
No.
because he knew Russell Westbrook would be traded? It could go either way, right?
I think, well, they fired the GM, right? Gone. Now everything's changed. I would try to get out of there. He wants to go play in Brooklyn. He wants to go with Kyrie, go with
Durant.
the big three basically out there in New York.
And we talked about
New-
that recently.
New
We
York
think
team.
that's a
Yeah.
great idea for Brooklyn to have a good NBA team because the Knicks aren't good and Madison Square Garden's not good. So get people going out to Brooklyn. I'll be a New York City resident.
Brand new
soon.
stadium.
I might live in Brooklyn, Mike.
Ooh, maybe we'll go to some games. Once that vaccine hits, Jeremy, we're going to games.
Oh, max me up, baby.
So I mean, it's a big move. I don't know if it really matters. NBA starts soon, Jeremy. Almost a few days before Christmas, it starts just like we've always wanted. Our holiday gift has come true. It's going to start soon.
That's amazing. I feel like the season just ended. It's December 3rd, and they're starting in like 3 weeks. December 22nd, so like 19 days away from starting. Did you see the money the Lakers are spending, Mike? LeBron and
Too
Anthony
much.
Davis both got huge contracts.
So I read something. I guess since LeBron is old, he can't. It's like some obscure NBA rule that limits the amount of money, max money, an older player can take. So he took 85 million for the next 2 seasons, and then Anthony Davis took 109 for 5 years, which is a pretty good amount of money. And then there's rumors or conspiracies that Giannis is going to come and go play there.
With the Lakers?
Supposedly, he on Twitter.
There's
or something.
no money for Giannis. They just gave Anthony Davis the max of max deals, plus the
Max.
LeBron big veteran salary dump, whatever you want to call it.
I don't. Yeah.
Giannis isn't going there. And why do we still need this? Why are we still doing these super teams? Why can't Giannis build his own franchise somewhere? I'm not saying he has to do it in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's irrelevant, but it'd be great to put him on a team where he could win without LeBron and Anthony Davis and compete against them instead.
I just think it's hard. Like, try to convince somebody to come to Washington Wizards now and play with Westbrook. Like, you don't want to go there and try. You don't want to be that like second guy to go there. You want to be the third stepping in as that like, oh, it's there. I'm ready for it. Kind of like the Clippers missed out on it because they got Paul George and they had Kawhi, but Paul George was the second piece. They needed a third piece to kind of complete it. And I don't think they had that. So you don't want to be that second guy and then like they fall short because you're like, well, is Paul George good enough? What's going on? You know, everybody's got egos. Basically, I'm saying like Westbrook's irrelevant at this point because he's in Washington, just like John Wall was, right? He was irrelevant.
Yeah, but I disagree. I think the East sucks. We have like 3 teams: Boston, Philly, and now Washington and the Heat, I guess, that you're willing to watch. And that's not a bad thing. The West is stacked, Mike. You don't need all the good players out by you.
Well, it's not that you don't need them out by us, but like the Clippers need to fill a slot, right? Like if Paul George and Kawhi are there, they can't just think that's a complete team. Obviously, we're big basketball
I disagree with you. You're part of the problem if that's what you say.
I'm the problem.
You want to put 3 superstars in every team. Like Kawhi and Paul George isn't enough anymore. There's only so many superstars available. So if you stack 3 on every team, Mike.
We could make a bet that, listen, I would think LeBron is on another level. Like you don't need 3 with LeBron because he'll just make you better no matter what. But I don't think Kawhi and Paul George are that to elevate themselves. It's like Kawhi. Did you hear all these weird stories about Kawhi? Went into the female locker rooms because he wanted alone time before the games, and he would stretch and do pre-game like warm-ups alone from the other team. Just like, hey, I'm not working out. I'm not changing with you guys.
He's very quiet. He could have just put headphones on and been in his own head. I just think there's a finite number of stars in the league. So if there's 30 stars and you're telling me that you need 3 on every team, that's only 10 teams with the stars. And then there's 20 teams that don't have any stars at all.
But we talked about this last week. It's like 2-player driven and the superstars are kind of taking over. And if you don't have a superstar, you're kind of out of it. And this leads to the next thing. Curry is getting his own brand. It's going to be the Curry brand. He's trying to be like the next Jordan. You know, the Curry shoes, Under Armour, all this stuff. I don't get it. It's kind of blew my mind. The Under Armour brand is not a brand. Like they barely penetrate anything in the world, right? It used to be like cool. Like I have an Under Armour sweat wicking shirt. All the big brands took it. You know, Adidas, everybody, Nike. Even Target has like off-brand Under Armour that you can buy that's probably just as good. Under Armour's going under, and they're trying to make one last like effort.
You're right.
Like, here we go. The Curry brand.
They missed the boat. They didn't need to compete with Nike for shoes.
No.
The shoe space is dominated by Nike. Why get involved with that? Take one look at your closet, and you know why would you own Under Armour when you can own a Nike?
Sure.
But there's all this other ways that they can play when it comes to athletic wear, shorts. I think they make great golf shirts. They have great golf staff. Jordan Spieth is one.
But like in a way, it's almost let's say Nike has $100 billion like they sell $100 billion worth of things. I think Under Armour must sell maybe $1 billion worth of clothing or something like that.
Yeah,
whatever it is. But I just think that signing Curry to this deal is not going to help them become the next Jordan brand because no one wears Under Armour shoes. You needed more like street cred to do that or something. I don't know what it is. Even LeBron, like, I hate his shoes. I don't wear LeBron shoes because they're ugly shoes. They're not good shoes. Like
that's
I feel like
the thing about being a sneakerhead. There's a lot of ugly shoes out there, right?
There are a lot of ugly shoes out there. It's also some of yours are very ugly. I was actually going to send you. I was going to buy some new golf shoes. They have a new Nike Air Max with grass on the top of the shoe.
I saw that. It looks really cool. Are you going to do it?
Well, I haven't been golfing as much. Maybe when I get back.
Did you stop playing golf?
Well, you know, mutual friend got COVID, so I can't go golfing with him anymore. So I gotta put a damper in things.
Mike hits like 3 good shots every time we play.
At least 3 good shots. You don't know when they're going to happen. Could be the first hole, could be the last hole, but it's not that exciting.
Let's get to football. Can we do J-Dog Takes On?
Give it.
J-Dog Takes On.
Mike, the NFL is facing COVID problems, and it's not the first time we've said it, but it's getting worse. We saw it coming. We said in August, I went back and listened to our shows in July and August when we were in the middle of COVID and we were dealing with it and adjusting everything. We saw the NFL kind of going on with their regular plans, and we're like, they need a bubble. It's not going to work. Maybe each division, maybe each conference, maybe each city, however you do it, you need bubbles. And there's no bubbles. And I know they're playing games. Did you see the Broncos game where they had the practice squad dude playing quarterback? That's embarrassing for the brand. That's going to hurt your rating. That's hurting Broncos fans. It's disrespectful, truly. Now, listen, the first problem is that the Broncos quarterback sat around a table and didn't wear masks. That's a problem. It's also a problem that we're in a situation where they have Kendall Hinton at quarterback. We had a Ravens-Steelers game, a good rivalry game on a Wednesday afternoon at lunchtime in your house. That makes no sense. It's not working.
I didn't understand it. It was like Al Michaels just hanging out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
It wasn't even Al Michaels. It was your boy Tirico. What do you mean?
Oh, it was Tirico. Sorry.
Don't get them twisted. How do you get them?
Al is like kind of phasing out here for a little bit. He's like slowly disappearing from
he's taking
NBC.
a few weeks off. It's COVID. He can't travel every week. It's dangerous. He's in the risk category. I just think that it's broken. They're lucky to be playing all the games. They're forcing games, like I said, on Wednesday afternoon. Now tonight's Thursday. There's no game on Thursday. There's a game next Monday at 5 p.m. before the Monday night game. And then there's a game on Tuesday.
And on Tuesday.
The Ravens play again. So the schedule's out of whack. And it's like, one hand, okay, we have to be flexible. We have to move things around. On the other hand, it's like you're hurting your product because you're not doing the right thing. Baseball nearly didn't work out, and it did. And they went to bubbles in the playoffs. I've heard nothing about the NFL going to bubbles in the playoffs. If it doesn't happen, we might not have a Super Bowl. And I'm sounding that alarm right now.
It is scary because a lot of things are happening so fast. Like, you'll get these reports on Friday, like, oh, the whole offensive line for the Raiders got COVID. Like, they're still going to play, though. They got backups from the streets. Like, somebody's going to play. It's like the NFL is very excited that they haven't missed any sport. They're like, we're going no matter what.
The only reason they haven't is because they're jamming them in on Wednesday afternoons, right?
No. Well, and it's weird, too, because they kept pushing the Ravens game, almost like maybe if you guys will come back. We'll see what happens. I was kind of impressed with that white dude throwing the ball, the McSwirly or whatever. He was great. Like he threw a bomb.
Remember him from Penn State?
Oh, I don't. No, don't remember that. But
no,
I was impressed.
RG3. Now let's talk about RG3 for a second, because you were the biggest RG3 guy in 2012. If you go back to season 2 of the Sports Hangover, you were a hype machine as he beat everybody for the Washington football team. And it was so sad watching him play, because I watched a few plays, and then on like the 5th play, he's running out of bounds. He looks slow to start with, and then he pulls his hamstring, and he's like hobbling out of bounds. And I just felt bad for him, knowing like he got his first chance in years, and then he's already hurt. It was sad.
Jeremy, I was all hype for RG3 when he was coming in. I was like, better than Andrew Luck. He's going to do it. I'm surprised that he's still in the league and Andrew Luck is out of the league. So good for him.
That's actually a great point. That'd be a great bet to have made like 6 years ago.
Yeah, he won. He's still in the league. He's playing. You could see
the Broncos could have signed like Andrew Luck, right? Like, what if he's like in Denver, like skiing this time of year, and like sign him for the day?
Andrew Luck dipped out. He took his money. He's gone. He's like, I'm done with this. Yeah. But it is weird that he tried so hard at the beginning of the game. You could see it when he was running. He was just like, I'm going to try to win this game for them. And I thought it was a pretty close game. I mean, everybody played terrible at noon Wednesday, which knew, like no one was ready for that.
Well, you didn't bet on the game because you knew it'd be ugly, right?
Well, I didn't bet on the game because I thought it wasn't going to happen. That's what worried me. If you bet on the game and it doesn't happen, you lose that game. I got some best bets, but also I have a trivia for you. You want to hear some trivia?
Oh, I do.
Can you name the 2 eligible NFL QBs who didn't throw a single interception in the month of November? There's 2 of them.
There's 2 that didn't throw an interception. Eligible, so
yeah, but don't take eligible. These are starting QBs. Eligible was like, it was a trivia thing. It definitely throws you off because then you start thinking like backups, anybody like that. These are starting QBs.
Joe Burrow?
No, he didn't start all 4 games in.
Well, I don't know if you have to start all 4 games.
All 4 games in November.
I'm sure Justin Herbert had a few interceptions, even though he's playing well. I'm trying to think of a little off the grid here. I'm thinking Rodgers and Mahomes had interceptions, correct?
I can't answer these.
I know Mahomes did, so it's not Mahomes. Is Aaron Rodgers one?
Aaron Rodgers is not one.
Oh, God.
All right, I'll give him to you. Your boy, Deshaun Watson, 0 interceptions in the month of November. And
he's had some great fantasy games, Mike.
Yes, he's stepping back up. But since Will Ferrell, I don't know what he did. He did some sort of drug that he claimed that he didn't know. Now he's out for the rest of the year, so I don't think he's going to be as good, Deshaun.
Yeah, him and the cornerback, 2 dudes on the Texans are doing the same drugs.
I mean, he was playing a lot better, so whatever way he was making was working.
Him. Got some stats. Get a nice contract out of it.
And Baker Mayfield, no interceptions.
No way.
Yeah, but it's because Baker threw like 150 yards a game or something like that. Like
That's a great stat. I have a question about Baker. Before we get to best bets, can we do a quick bullshit or belief?
Give it to me. Where is it? Bullshit or belief time. Bullshit or belief time. Bullshit or belief.
That was a really quick finger you had there.
I had it. That one I know. We do that
He
one.
knows that one. We do that one a lot. All right. So my question, bullshit or believe, the
Mhm.
Browns should move on for Baker. You make a great point. He's not throwing interceptions. He's also not throwing touchdowns. He's not throwing for yards. They're a running team. If they could give the ball to Chubb or Kareem Hunt every play, they would. It's almost like they throw the ball on third down because they have to.
Yeah.
I saw him missing the easiest throws in that Jaguars game. I'm here in Florida, so I actually had to watch some of that. Bullshit or believe, after the season, Browns, bye-bye Baker.
I mean, all right. So they're not going to go for a draft pick, right? They're not going to go top picks.
No,
because
they're
gonna
good. They're going to make the playoffs. I get
Yeah.
it.
So it'd have to be a trade. So could you trade Baker for a prospect, or could you trade him for a washed-up quarterback like Carson Wentz that maybe could come in, change his scenery,
I like that.
maybe play there? You get Baker over in Philadelphia.
I like that.
And it's kind of like a swap of like two mediocre quarterbacks, and maybe in a new system, they'll be a little better because Carson Wentz looks absolutely terrible.
Yeah, you were ahead of that curve, right? Like you had that a few years ago.
Yeah, he was bad. I mean, ever since he hurt himself, like Big Dick Nick, after that point in time, he was not the same person.
You know, every week 13 of the NFL season, we sit here and we talk about how bad the quarterback play is, and it's happening again. Like Mitchell Trubisky is still starting games
Still
in the
quarterback.
NFL, which blows your mind, right?
Yeah. I mean, so does Big Dick Nick that he's still a quarterback in the league because those two together are not doing anything for the Bears. Bears have to fire everybody that works.
How is
for
that head coach
organization.
still there? Ugh. A lot of head coaches are getting
I
fired,
don't
so that's good. We had that segment a few weeks ago on the show. To clean up Baker, I think the Browns will make the playoffs in spite of him. I think they should move on. And
Who did they get?
I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is still a great commodity. He's going to be a free agent.
That's not a franchise quarterback.
It's
You're not.
not. I'm not saying it is, but they won't have a high draft pick. So it's either sign Fitzpatrick or Cam Newton or Andy Dalton.
Wait, what about your boy that was in Arizona, then went to Miami? Not in Miami anymore. Where is he? What's his name? High draft pick. Josh. Yeah,
I think he's on the Bucks, like their
chosen
practice squad QB.
He's a practice squad QB.
He's the Jewish quarterback. We root for those, Mike.
Yes. No, I know. That's what I'm asking. Like maybe he could come up there and play a little, maybe go for Winston or something. I feel like they don't want to use Winston.
Jameis, that's a great point. I mean, let's talk about the Saints for a second. Why is Taysom Hill playing over Jameis Winston? Doesn't make any sense.
They like running backs that could slightly throw a little because he's not throwing the ball like Drew Brees is throwing, but I think he's also getting under 200 yards throwing.
Yeah, he's not throwing it to Alvin Kamara, which is hurting Kamara fantasy owners a lot come playoff time. Taysom Hill's running a lot. So
Jeremy,
the quarterback.
by the way, you're leading the pack in our Hollywood fantasy league right now. There's a tight race for like second place. Basically, we're all the same. You're in the lead. Up there
a few weeks ago, Mike, you kept talking about how you and me were at the top, and you and me were at the top, and now I'm at the top, and you're like in that next tier. There's two tiers.
I'm hoping either I lose this week and I get kicked out of the playoffs, and then because it's like I don't know if I can match the play. Like it doesn't really matter to me. Like
what do you mean? You don't want to win? What are you doing?
I mean, I do want to win, but it's like if I go to the sixth place, we have a very weird rule in our league where if you're sixth place, it's actually most points gets in, not record.
Yeah, so that's our lawyer friend. He does not have a good record, but he has a lot of points. So that means he had a lucky season. I love the rule, and I think a lot of players should do this. If you're on the outside of the playoffs right now, but you have a bunch of points, that's not your fault. It's bad luck from playing tough teams.
Yeah, you could be last in the league and still go to the playoffs, which is insane.
My last bullshit or believe. I know you want to get the NFL bets. Bullshit or believe. I saw on Twitter last night.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go outside in Los Angeles. You cannot walk around. Bullshit or believe. It is not safe to walk outside of your home in Los Angeles.
Well, we have a comment from Thomas. Thomas is watching.
Which part is dumb?
So I think the Los Angeles lockdown is dumb.
Good.
So
thank you, Thomas, for listening.
It's technically not like a full-on lockdown. It's just like you're safer at home. Stay at home. Don't do anything. People are still going about. I went to the grocery store today. Nothing's really happening.
You left your house during a stay-at-home order.
They're also like shutting down all these restaurants. So it's really the restaurants are taking the brunt of it because we're not allowed to go out and eat anymore. All those establishments are shut down. You can go get takeout. You can go get whatever. You can't sit anywhere. So this is
even outside restaurants, which is crazy.
Yeah, not even outside restaurants. So yes, that is bullshit. And I believe it. It's terrible. But here we are.
One of the things we're seeing is all the folks who work in the government in LA and California who are making these rules. they're actually the same day they announce the rules, they go out to restaurants and eat. I don't know if you've seen that, but that keeps happening. First, it was Eric Garcetti, your mayor. Then it was your LA County health supervisor, whatever her name is. So that keeps happening. So they're not listening to what they're doing. And also the wording they put out, it was so badly worded, like prohibited to walk around Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It is a free country. Like if you want to go China, that would have stopped COVID in March if we all went full China for 2 weeks and just shut it down. But here we are in December. We don't have time for full China in December.
Here's what it said. Breaking. Mayor of Los Angeles orders all residents within the city of Los Angeles to remain in their homes effective immediately, according to a new emergency order. All travel.
Which sounds like there's a murderer running around outside your house.
It sounds like what's it called? The Purge.
The Purge.
All travel, including travel on foot, bicycle, scooter, motorcycle, automobiles, or public transit, is prohibited.
Listen, I want to be COVID safe wherever possible, but it's a mess what they're doing in California and LA.
It is a mess.
The messaging, the whole thing is just a mess.
Oh, update from James Harden is disgruntled right now. Update on
disgruntled. Well, listen, I've been locked down for 9 months. I'm disgruntled.
All right, best bets. We got a lot here. Last week.
Sound.
Okay, where's my sound? Sometimes I
It's
forget.
one of our best ones.
Oh my God, where is it? There it is.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day.
So best bets went 3-2 last week. Tough week. Doing good. We're only like 3 minutes back in first place, so we're still in it. We had bad weeks. We had ups and downs. I mean, that's what gambling is, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it, right?
I like that line.
Duh. All right, this week, Patriots at Chargers. I'm taking Chargers here +1. Patriots did not play very well against Arizona. They barely won it. You know, I hate Cam Newton. And I love Justin Herbert.
You do.
I'm going for the Chargers here. This is easy for me. We're getting points at home. Patriots flying across country. I'm taking it. I understand Bill Belichick is scary, but with Justin Herbert and the team, I feel like they're playing really well. Like it's a fun team.
You know what's scary is the Chargers coaching staff / game management folks.
They're
if
terrible.
Thomas is still listening, he can chime in on this. His whole fantasy team is Chargers, and they're great for fantasy. They're not great in reality because they blow the game every single week. Anthony Lynn is on that list of coaches who shouldn't have a job, but he still does because they're just blowing shit every week. And Herbert's playing his ass off. He's doing everything right. The offense in general is doing everything right, and it's a bad situation. This year's Patriots team, hard team to bet on, Mike, because they nearly lost to the Jets, and then they go out and they beat the Ravens. It's like, what version are you going to get? I would think when they travel to LA, you get the bad version and the Chargers cover. So I like it.
Ooh, all right. We got a like there. All right. Rams at Arizona. I'm taking the Rams -3. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I think Kyler Murray injured his shoulder. Since the last 4 games, he's gone 1-3 against opponents, right? Not 1-3. No, sorry. Not 1-3. Since the last 4 games, opponents have blitzed him 40% of the time, and he has he's not been throwing the ball as well. And I think the injury happened during the Seahawks game on one of his shoulders. I own Hopkins in fantasy. Hopkins has not been receiving any balls lately.
Yeah.
I think the Rams have a great defense. I don't really believe in Kyler Murray right now. Being like he got injured, I don't know how this is going to affect him because he's a run throw kind of guy, and if he can't throw and he's only going to run, I don't think this game is going to be a huge scoring game. But I like the Rams here, divisional rival. I like it.
When you don't watch Red Zone and you sit down and watch a Cardinals game on a Thursday or a Sunday night, you realize Kyler Murray is small. He's like a scrawny dude, and he's great and he's fast, but he's small. And for him to have a shoulder injury, it just doesn't seem like he's real durable, and he's not built to play injured because of his size. So I kind of like the pick. Now, the Rams lost to the 49ers last week. I don't know what was up with that. Your boy Nick Mullins on the Niners.
Nick Mullins, he's hot, baby.
Goff has got to play better. Ever since they lost that Super Bowl to the Patriots, Goff has been 50-50 good / broken.
Well, I think they figured him out, right? Now they know, like, oh, they got the count, change the offense, they do all this stuff. I think he'll be fine. I think Sean McVay can kind of come in, adjust. They're playing a division rival. This will be a good game. I believe in it.
I like it. I'll go with
Ben big, yeah. I hope we go 5-0 this week. All right. Tennessee at the Browns. Just talking about Baker. We know we don't trust them, but I'm taking the 6 points with the Browns. Tennessee, overvalued. I think a lot of people are riding them. Big wins, beating the Colts, right? Beating the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Overhyped. Guess what we don't believe in? The Browns. And that's the week to play them when no one believes in them. So I'm playing the Browns.
Mike, I love the pick because I know we just shat all over Baker Mayfield, but if there's one I'll shit all over every single week, it's Ryan Tannehill. The guy is overrated. He shouldn't make as much money as he does. He doesn't get A.J. Brown the ball enough. A.J. Brown is a freaking monster, but he catches 2 to 4 balls a game. What are you doing, Tannehill? It's Derrick Henry's team that you don't need to pay a quarterback when you have Derrick Henry in the backfield. The Titans are broken. They might not win a playoff game this year, and I love the Browns pick.
Do people look scared when they're trying to tackle Derrick Henry? Because when I see him run, it almost feels like no one really goes after him. It's almost like, oh, wow, there's this open path for Derrick Henry, this monster running down the field.
He's a big, strong dude. He's massive.
He's really big. All right, good. Wow, all agreement. This is scary.
Yeah.
Saints at the Falcons. This is the divisional home dog. I'm taking the Falcons +3. Hold on.
You take the Falcons every week. Last week it worked.
Since firing their coach, they're now 4-1. Lots of value here. A division rival, home dog, playing the Saints with Taysom Hill. I'm taking Atlanta +3 at home. You got to believe they're going to play this one close. And listen, they know what they're going to do. They're going to run, maybe make some of these weird passes, whatever they're going to do. But I think Atlanta can do this. They looked great last week. They won, finally.
They did.
You don't like
that? Was weird. Las Vegas Raiders didn't show up for whatever reason. These teams, there's so many of them. It's like week to week, you don't know who you're going to get. How do you bet on this league, Mike? How do you do it? Play the stock market instead. Much more predictable. Everything goes up. Stock goes up. I'm not doing the Falcons thing. I just can't do it. I don't care what the line is. I can't do it.
Okay. Broncos at Kansas City.
Sunday night, NBC.
Last week, they didn't have a quarterback. All those boys are back this week. All 3 quarterbacks are hanging out together without masks on. Broncos are getting 13 points. It was a huge, huge public loss for the Broncos. Just imagine everybody was talking about it like, oh my God, they didn't have a quarterback. Oh my God, oh my God. No kidding. They didn't have a quarterback. We all watched. And everybody remembers that. And they're looking at this and they're like, I'm taking Kansas City. There's no way the Broncos are that good. They might not do the research, but they're all back. A lot of points. And another division rival. You can't do this for a division. 13 points. They got to score 1 touchdown. Let it be, whatever. 14-7. I'll take it.
It's a smart pick. I think it's what you should do in this game. Sunday night, I just want to watch Mahomes. I love when the Chiefs play in primetime and not on red zone, so you can actually watch the game. Kind of like last week they played the Bucks. I watched most of it in that 4 o'clock window. It's just fun watching Mahomes play. It's the most fun you'll have on a Sunday.
He's great. And Kelsey, he's great too.
He is great. Tyreek, great.
Tyree, great too. Just great team. That's all I got. I also have some
I got 2 things.
Oh, yeah, give it to me.
Can we do Big Dick Energy?
Of course.
Big Dick Energy, winner of the week.
Who's the winner?
Mike, this one hits close to home. It's UCF quarterback Mackenzie Milton. Now, you'll remember Mackenzie Milton led UCF to a national championship. I was there reporting live for the Sports Hangover. Honestly, my expense report from that trip hasn't hit our budgets yet. I still need to be paid back for that from our little...
I hit up HR. I don't know what's up with them lately.
HR, I got to tell you. Mackenzie Milton won the championship for UCF, and then he had this terrible, terrible knee injury, very scary. Nearly lost his leg due to the blood flow issues going to it. He's had like 13 surgeries on his leg in the last 2 years. He's back, and he's cleared to play football again, and he is transferring from UCF to another school so he can start next year because UCF has a great quarterback. So Mackenzie Milton is leaving UCF. We're giving him the Big Dick Energy for his long road to recovery, all those surgeries. He's done so much for UCF. We're not mad at him at all. He deserves a shot to go play, try to get one more season. He's got 1 year of eligibility. Maybe he makes it to the NFL. Maybe he's a coach one day. Props to that guy. We have a lot of UCF listeners, so they're going to love that.
And when they say eligibility, how old are you? Can you extend? Because aren't there some didn't Brandon Weeding come out and he was like 27?
Yeah, he played college baseball, so he was allowed to play football later in life. So there's no age limit. It's just years. And also this year is counted as a COVID year, so it doesn't hit anyone's eligibility status.
How weird is that? That you can just be like a 25-year-old still playing in college.
Yeah, Mike, me and you didn't play college football. We can still play.
We can still play?
We can still play college football.
Oh, let's go. Let's go play.
I've seen your own.
Probably. I can bomb it. All right, I have a few random headlines. Or do you have one more thing?
I have a random headline too. I'll throw it in.
All right. I have like a lot of random ones. George Clooney says he's been cutting his hair with a Flowbee for 25 years. Do you know what a Flowbee is?
I saw that clip and I looked up what a Flowbee is, and it like suctions his
Yes.
hair like a vacuum cleaner type of thing, and
So-
it just buzz cuts it kind of.
If you've listened to this show for a while or ever heard me on radio, I did a stunt once when I was on radio where I got a Flowbee buzz cut where I had my hair cut in a Flowbee, like driving down the street on like I don't know, one of the morning show things I was doing. I got a haircut by a Flowbee. It's not fun to cut your hair with a Flowbee. It's like a vacuum hooked up to clippers.
so it
Which makes
hurts.
it doesn't hurt, but it's just kind of weird that like there's no way he does that. Like I don't believe him at
Sexiest
all.
man alive. No, he seemed genuine when he said it.
It just seems weird. It's like he must have some stock in Flowbee. Like who's been buying Flowbees for the last 25 years?
I don't think they have stock.
I don't think so either. All right, what
My
what's your
random
random?
headline from Hollywood is next year all of Warner Media's Warner
Mhm.
Max's movies are going to HBO Max, which is crazy. They're going to go
Big.
same time, and it starts on Christmas Day with Wonder Woman, I
love
believe
it.
it is, and they have like 4 or 5 huge Hollywood movies going out next year. And the movie theater might be like a thing of the past. If anything, it's like a niche thing now. And I'm okay with that. I'm not a big movie guy. Like I never understood it when you have your TV and your sound system and your big TV. But it's kind of weird how in 2021 that's becoming reality.
I love it. I mean, I'm super excited for Wonder Woman. To watch it on HBO. Like this is what we've wanted for years. And now that I only have to just be a subscriber of HBO Max, this is great for their subscribers. They're going to get a ton of people. I'm sure other people will follow suit. Like Disney already did it with, I think, Mulan and something else. I think everybody's going to go this way and just do like, look, we'll release it here and in the movie theater. And if you want to go see it in the movie theater, you can. But
yeah, I think it's an indictment on the movie industry. I don't think it's a reason to go out and get HBO Max or Disney Plus or anything like that.
you don't think so? You don't think? Oh, come on. They're all
No.
literally their subscriber count is going to go up by millions that day that Wonder Woman comes out.
Yeah, and it'll go down the next day. I don't want to speak too much about them. I'm just saying I don't think it's a great idea to go to those streaming platforms. There's a lot of good options out there.
There is a great one I know of. Peacock, free. Everything's free on there. You don't have to pay. Hulu, you have to pay.
I don't think that's
Netflix?
true. Not everything's free, Mike, but a lot of it.
Sorry. A lot of it is free. Also, I've been on TikTok a lot lately. I don't know if you've been seeing me dance and like shake my butt a
It's
little
been
bit.
a lot.
Been doing a lot of that. There's a trend going around on TikTok where people are filing down their teeth for the perfect smile, and dentists are freaking out. Go look this up. Go look up TikTok trend filing your teeth. It's disturbing and disgusting. If you're listening to this and you're a teenager, do not file your teeth. Not healthy.
Why
Not a
are
good look.
people doing this? Because I did hear about it, so I feel very young in this time. that I did hear about
They're filing down their teeth so they can have the
Mhm.
perfect smile, and I think they're either getting like fake teeth or they're insert. I don't know what they're doing. It is. I saw a picture and I had to go away. It was disgusting.
it. Sounds really bad.
Also, the monolith. Do we want to talk about this thing that's traveling around the world? This is insane.
I'm certain everyone's heard about it by now. I'm certain that it's a marketing stunt for a new show, right?
What show? Oh, do you have inside info?
I don't.
Oh.
It's a great idea because we're all talking about it. I
It
think
is.
it's for a show. I don't know what network or anything.
I wish it was the Sports Hangovers. Maybe there's like Oh. a Sports Hangover memorabilia inside.
Like all we had to do is drop a monolith in the desert and one in Europe, and we would
Well,
have everything.
supposedly there's one now in California. I don't know where it is. Romania, and then there's where was the other one? Where's the first one found?
Like Utah, the
Yeah.
Red Rocks area.
People are probably just dropping shit there because that one in Romania looked a little busted. Didn't look like the one that was in Utah.
At the same time, listen, if 2020 is going to go out like it went in, then we might as well just be abducted by aliens at the end.
Yeah, I mean, what better way to end it? That's it, Jeremy. Everybody go to sportshangover.com. Everything's there. Follow us on Instagram at Sports Hangover Podcast. And if we don't get arrested, we'll be used. Hopefully, we are back next week.